Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go, running from the 4th of May all the way until the 11th. Let's get straight into our calendar now, and first and foremost, we need to talk about our Dynamax Monday, which is going to be the D-Max debut of Cottonee coming into Pokemon Go for the very first time. D-Max Cottonee can evolve into D-Max Whimsicott, which is a fairy and grass-type Pokemon, but how good will D-Max Whimsicott be in Pokemon Go? Let's have a look at its base stats. An attack value of 164, defense of 176, stamina of 155. All of those, to be honest, are below average. It is weak to 5 different types, which is going to be poison, fire, ice, flying, and steel. It does have a few resistances because of that fairy typing, which is pretty good, but the main letdown on this whole Pokemon is going to be that moveset. If we have a look at its fast attacks, it's going to be Charm, Fairy Wind, and Razor Leaf. Unfortunately, none of these are half a second fast moves, so it's not going to be a great tanking Pokemon at all, and even from an attacking point of view, it just doesn't have the right moveset, let alone the right base stats to make this a formidable grass or fairy type. If you are a new player to the game and you're trying to get a grass or fairy type, this could be a good place to start. However, it is already going to be outclassed on the grass side of things, for example, by something like Gmax Venusaur or Gmax Rillaboom. To be honest, even things like D-Max Leafeon is going to beat this Pokemon out, and on the fairy side of things, D-Max Hatterene is already going to be a lot better than this, and of course Gmax Hatterene is yet to come. That's your D-Max Monday, but staying on Monday, please remember this is going to be your last day of the Steel Resolve Taken Over event. So remember, this is going to be your last day to remove frustration on all of their shadow Pokemon. This is going to end at 8 p.m. that night. Please remember to make that frustration tag folder, place all of your shadow Pokemon that you want to remove frustration from, and do it from there. If you want to check which Pokemon have frustration, you can search at frustration in the search bar, or if you want to just type in shadow, these are going to be all of your shadow Pokemon that you can potentially remove frustration from. Remember, you only need a charge TM, you do not need an elite charge TM to remove frustration. Of course, now it is officially released, coming in those 12-kilometer eggs. We have the brand new shiny debut of Shiny Varoom hatching into Shiny Red Varoom, an absolutely stunning shiny. So remember to collect your 12-kilometer eggs. Also, the Team Rocket leaders have their new lineup, which is going to be Snorlax for Cliff, Arlo is going to have Pineco, and Sierra is going to have Duskull. Also remember, this is going to be the last day of the Steeled Resolve event, which of course is coming with an Earthworm shiny debut, which can only be made available in 3-star raids. This is going to be pretty much your last day to get it. That shiny is absolutely beautiful as well. Just a PSA, Earthworm is not the easiest Pokemon to solo because its defensive stat is just so incredibly high. So remember to bring along some top fire or ground counters to take this thing down. Last but not least, do not forget about Pawniard going into Bisharp, and remember you can get King Gambit during this event quite easily, because in order to evolve Bisharp into King Gambit, you need to have it as your buddy and then defeat 15 steel or dark type Pokemon in raids. All of the raids are all steel type Pokemon, so it's a great time to get that evolution. That's not the only thing going down on Monday. Please remember, at 9 a.m. every single Monday, your Adventure Sync rewards will kick in. If you walked over 25 kilometers, you will get access to a 5-kilometer egg, and if you walked over 50 kilometers, you're going to get access to a 10-kilometer egg. Please bear in mind that you need both egg slots open if you do want to receive both eggs. Hatching from that 5-kilometer egg, we can see Chingling, Happiny, Audino, Riolu, and Skarmory, and hatching from the 10-kilometer Adventure Sync egg is going to be Goomy, Turtonator, Toxel, Gibble, as well as Dreepy. Then let's just talk about our research breakthrough box. This is going to be the last month that all of these Pokemon will be appearing. Remember, your research breakthrough box comes through your 7th day stamp by completing field research. Once you complete your 7-day stamp, you will get a reward Pokemon. Those are going to be Gyarados at 100% CP of 1453, Honedge is in there at 595, we see Delmize in there with its shiny at 1264, Sinistea is in there at 488 CP, Duraludon's in there at 1314 CP, and we see Dreepy in there at 328 CP. That is the only one that cannot be shiny. Let's get back to our calendar again, and now let's touch on our 5-star raids, which are going to be happening this week. In raids until the 5th is going to be Tapu Lele. We did cover Tapu Lele last week, but Tapu Lele is actually a really promising Pokemon. Its base stats are very solid, as you can see on screen right now, but as a psychic type attacker, it's the 32nd best in the game, but as a fairy type attacker, it's the 6th best in the game, but you will need Nature's Madness on the Pokemon, which does require an elite charge TM. Even in the Master League right now, Tapu Lele actually has some pretty decent play. Because of that fairy typing, it can counter a lot of the dragons, so it's a good Pokemon, and that shiny, which is coming with that shiny rate of 1 in 20, is absolutely stunning, kind of taking on that black like a lot of the Tapus do. And then replacing Tapu Lele on the 6th, Nihilego, the Rock and Poison Ultra Beast, will be returning to 5-star raids. Let's have a look at its base stats. It has a max CP of 4465, which is actually very good, an attack value of 249, which is really solid, defense of 210, and a stamina of 240. Off the bat, this Pokemon is still looking really strong in 2026. As a rock type attacker, it's in the 31st spot, which is a little bit disappointing only because it has Poison Jab pairing with Rock Slide. If it had something like Rock Throw, for example, I think it would perform a lot better. But as a poison type attacker, it's breaking into the top 5 in the game and currently in the 4th spot with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb, which is a brilliant combination on the poison side of things. Nihilego also has a stunning shiny, taking on that kind of yellow curtain look. It's beautiful, definitely a Pokemon you want to be raiding. Because this Pokemon is a rock and poison type, please consider its weaknesses, which is going to be Steel Psychic, but it is double weak to ground, so bring along those ground types to do more damage. What mega raids are going down this week though? It looks like Mega Bayonet will be in mega raids all the way until the 5th, same as it was for Tapu Lele. Mega Bayonet is a very underrated ghost type Pokemon right now, currently the 4th best ghost type attacker in the game, and it actually has a very strong attack stat, but it's very glassy, so it's not going to stay on the battlefield very long, but it's certainly going to have a decent damage output. Mega Bayonet will be leaving on the 5th, and then coming in on the 6th, we have Mega Camerupt making its return. Mega Camerupt is a great Pokemon, not necessarily from a fighting point of view, but from a candy gaining point of view. Because it is a fire and ground type, you really want to try and get this to Mega level 3. Again, I've been talking to you about trading Pokemon. Look, I have myself a Hundo Lucky Camerupt. As you can see, this Pokemon has literally just hit Mega level 3. It only needed one more Mega Evolution to do this. As of recording this video, it only needs to happen tomorrow, which means it's now at Mega level 3, which you can see right now. Mega Camerupt doesn't have great stats, it doesn't have a great max CP, and that attack value is looking a little bit lackluster. As a fire type attacker, it's just breaking into the top 50 in the 49th spot, and as a ground type attacker, it's in the 47th spot. Unfortunately, not the best Pokemon to battle with. It's more of a defensive Pokemon, but again, you want to get this Pokemon to Mega level 3 to reap the candy and XL candy for the ground and fire types whenever those events do come around. Moving on to our new 5-star Shadow Raid boss, which is going to be appearing for the entire month of May until the season turns over. Shadow Cresselia will be making its return. Shadow Cresselia has a max CP of 3230, which is solid, an attack value of 152, which is very poor, but have a look at these defensive stats. A defensive stat of 258 and a stamina stat of 260, which is making this Pokemon really bulky. So how does this translate as a raid attacking Pokemon? Well, in the Psychic type category, which is what Cresselia is, it's not even breaking into the top 50. It's sitting in the 84th spot, but that's simply because of that low attack stat. But if you're wondering why Shadow Cresselia is even a good legendary, have a look at what it does in the Go Battle League, specifically in the Ultra League. Guys, it's currently hovering around the 50th spot, but let me just tell you, Shadow Cresselia for the longest time has been a staple in the Ultra League, especially in its Shadow form, and even in its regular form as well. It has some play. Remember that shiny rate is going to be 1 in 20, and it is a beautiful shiny as well. Remember, this is a 5-star Shadow Raid boss, just like it was for Shadow Entei this past weekend. Remember, you're going to need 8 Purified Gems to take away that enraged state, or you can just power through if you do have the top counters. Then staying on Tuesday, don't forget about Showcase Tuesday, which does allow you to enter Pokemon up to 20 different categories. Remember, if you are on the way to getting that Platinum Showcase medal, which requires you to win 100 showcases, Tuesday is a day you really want to aim for. I have said this in previous weeks and months as well. Try and enter showcases in quieter areas and not in like the big cities or busy corners where you know there's going to be 20 plus trainers in that showcase. Trying to enter one with less trainers, you may get less rewards, but getting that first place is all you need for that showcase medal. Then moving on to Wednesday the 6th, we did tell you about Nihilego returning back into raids. It's going to have its own raid hour on that Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. Remember that 1 in 20 shiny rate. In the Master League right now, it's currently hovering around the 150th spot, so it does have some play in Master League, but it does have quite a few weaknesses, especially to some of those fighting and ground types higher up in the category, but still a really good Pokemon and very useful. Then let's get back to our calendar again. On Thursday the 7th, we need to look at only one thing, which is going to be Go Battle Thursdays, which again, guys, this is pretty much our last month to take advantage of these Thursdays. You can do up to 10 sets per day, which is 50 battles per day. Guys, at 4 times Stardust rewards, that is not something to scoff at. I have said it in previous weeks. I don't care if I repeat myself. Please play Go Battle League. You're going to get free Stardust, you're going to get free rewards, but more importantly, you will get reward Pokemon on that GBL track. People have got Hundo Zacians off that reward track. I even heard another community member, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, say that they got their first Shundo Onyx, I think it was, through the GBL track some time ago. So guys, play GBL, you can get great rewards from a Stardust point of view, but also a Pokemon point of view. Then moving on to Friday, You know, it's my favorite day. Friendship Fridays is the only thing you need to worry about on that Friday. I want you guys to do 100 trades with either a friend or an alternative account or anyone that you can do trades with, specifically, hopefully a best friend, because trading with a best friend has a base floor of 555. If you trade with an ultra friend, that base floor then becomes 333. So you really want to trade with a best friend to up your chances of a hundo. But the great thing about trading on Fridays is that you get 2 special trades per day, which is absolutely incredible. So what a special trade is that you can either trade a shiny Pokemon or a legendary Pokemon. Trades are going to cost 10% less Stardust. You're going to get 2 XL candy per trade, which is incredible. I did this for Riolu last week and we got well over 150 XL candy for Riolu just by trading them and then transferring them. But most importantly, out of all of this, you get more chance of getting lucky Pokemon off trades. Guys, I'm gonna keep banging this drum. Trade your Pokemon and just look at what's happened to us literally in the last 2 weeks. 2 hundo lucky Tinkatinks off trading, a hundo Magikarp off trading. We also got a lucky orange flower Flababy, which is really rare to get. Also as a hundo, guys, trade your Pokemon. I'm telling you, this is what you need to do. I even traded my friend a lucky 98 Riolu. Pity that it wasn't a hundo, but he really wanted a good Lucario. He didn't play Riolu Hatch Day that well, but just simply because we traded, now he's got a really good Pokemon that he wants to use. Trade your Pokemon on Friday, guys. In fact, right now, after this video, it's Friday today, I'm gonna be trading. Just something I wanted to say, outside of Friendship Friday, normally a lucky trade has about 5% chance generally to go lucky, which is obviously pretty rare and it doesn't happen very often. But on Friendship Fridays, they say that that percentage increases from about 10 to 20%. We've seen people get close to 20 luckies on these Fridays out of 100 trades. Remember that a lucky Pokemon has a 1 in 64 chance of becoming a hundo. Please trade your Pokemon. To be honest, in the space of 2 Fridays, if you got maybe 30 luckies, the chances of you getting a hundo become very high. Then moving on to Saturday, the 9th of May, we have our big event of the week, which is of course gonna be Lechonk Community Day, taking place from 2 to 5 p.m. local time for everybody. There's gonna be increased spawns of Lechonk everywhere, which is gonna come with a 1 in 25 shiny rate. Please remember Lechonk going into Oinkologne actually has 2 different forms, a female Oinkologne as well as a male Oinkologne form. The featured attack on this day is actually gonna be Mud Slap, the ground type fast move on both of these Pokemon. And trainer battles, it's going to do 11 power, and in gyms and raids, it's going to do 19 power. The main bonuses on this day is that it's going to be quarter egg hatch distance, it's going to be 3-hour incenses, 1-hour lures, 2 times catch candy, double the chance of receiving XL candy for catching all these Lechonk. We get 1 additional special trade on this day for a total of 2. So remember, we've just had Friendship Friday the day before. That means you can do 4 special trades in 2 days. Please remember to trade those Pokemon. Great chances at getting some of those lucky, especially on the Friday. And trades are going to cost 50% less Stardust on that Saturday too, in that time frame up until 9 p.m. that night. There will be a Lechonk Community Day ticket for a total cost of $2, which is pretty much going to get you a whole bunch of premium rewards, which we will detail in a completely separate video for you guys. And we also have a little bit more detail about the special backgrounds that do come along during these community days, which we are going to detail in that video as well. But the special backgrounds will be returning in relation to certain field research tasks, which are going to guarantee you a special background. And I have to just point out the shiny forms of this Pokemon as well, that Lechonk is one of the best shinies we've seen, and going into both forms of Oinkologne. Brilliant Pokemon. I'm really looking forward to this Calm Day. A quick tip here now, try and get your 12 kilometer eggs ready now, so you have the chance to hatch that new shiny Varoom, but also you can hatch these eggs with quarter egg hatch distance, so it's only going to take you 2 kilometers to walk these eggs and hatch them all in a star piece, which means we're looking at about around 150,000 Stardust just for that 1 hatch batch. That is going to be your Saturday. And then moving on to Sunday, again, we have mentioned this before, don't forget about that lure module bonus, which lure modules are going to last for twice as long. Normally they would last for half an hour. During these Sundays, they're going to last for a whole hour, and that's all of the lure modules. If you guys did miss the details, GoFest Global has officially been announced, and it is incredible. It is looking like the event of the year. We've done a full breakdown of that, which we released last night as of recording this video. Guys, please check out to my top left. GoFest is looking incredible, and it's absolutely free. Yes, you heard it here. I cannot believe it. It is true. Completely free. More than that as well, this is going to be your last day of that Rocket Takeover. Please check out that video as well. That's going to detail all of the new Shadow Pokemon and what you really need to focus on during that Rocket Takeover, because there are some hidden gems in there that do tie in with that Steel Resolve event. Please check out these 2 videos. They're really going to inform you about how to take advantage right now and also what's coming. Love you guys. Go with us. Please smash that like and subscribe button, and of course that hype button. Let's send this channel as far as wide as we possibly can. We are growing all the time. We really appreciate your support. I know we say it every video, but we really do. We can't grow without you guys. Send us far as wide. Love you, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby. Shh.